Hey everyone, Patty with Get Personal with Patty, and this is my weekly check-in for Friday the 7th to Thursday the 13th, and we are doing great. This is my second week into January. I set up my Erin Condren to reflect the days of the week from Friday to Thursday because I get paid on Friday. We did get paid this week from my husband's business as well. We get paid with his money twice a month, usually on the 11th and the 26th. So I will also be doing a family budget as well as then my weekly budget starting today, which is the 14th. But let's just go over a little bit of what we spent last week. As you can see, it's really not that much. I'm really focusing on, as always, intentional spending, but also minimal spending in January with no extras. I enjoy buying stickers, and all the new releases are coming out for March, and I really love them, but I'm not buying them in January because that's what I'm not going to do. I decided not to do that, and I'm not going to do it. And with that extra money that I'm not spending in January, I will put an additional something minimal, small on our mortgage. That's my goal. Okay, so last Friday was a no spend, and then on Saturday we did do some groceries and a Walmart run for some household stuff, so we had spending there. We did have a sitter that was considered extra childcare. On Sunday, our usual breakfast was, I didn't even write that down. Our usual breakfast was $20. We go to the same place every week. We're regulars. Our breakfast comes to usually about anywhere from $14 to $16 for two of us and a child, which is a really good price for breakfast. And then we always round it to 20, so the additional is the tip. We also had our monthly water. Actually, it's not monthly. I think we get water bottles, like a 5-gallon water bottles, every other month. So our bill was due from last time's delivery of $33.42. So we had that expense. We call that specialty grocery, which we do have room in our budget for a specialty grocery cost. And then we have to get coffee. We like one type of K-cup coffees from Shaw's grocery store. So we both needed a box of coffee, and that was $45.98. So we did that specialty grocery last Sunday. On the 10th, I put gas in my car, my Jeep, which was $30. I'm probably due today or tomorrow for gas. And then we had our mortgage payment come out on the 11th. That's $26.27. Again, that comes from, any fixed bills in our account comes from my husband's self-employment check. His money covers the business expenses as well as the fixed in our household. And then we also had our car insurance came out of $135. And then both Wednesday and Thursday we had a no spend. So, again, at the end of the week here, I'm going to put, we have 1 to 2 dine out a week, no spend January, and then wins on the first week, 3 no spend and 1 dine out. So I'm going to put wins here, and this just kind of reminds us of what's happening. Again, we had a 3 no spend, and we only had a 1 dine out. And we do count breakfast as a dine out, even though we'd go there every week. Because last week, the first week of January, we did not go to breakfast on the 2nd because it just didn't work out. So we have a plan to either go to dinner tonight or tomorrow night, and we have a gift card for that. So next week, starting today, the 14th, we really shouldn't have, other than the breakfast, we shouldn't have a dine out. Because even if we go out to dinner, we're going to use a gift card for appetizer somewhere. So we are doing great, and I'm not spending, and that's exactly what I wanted to do, was not to spend. So in the Erin Condren here, I put here an Excel spreadsheet. I just put a projected income for the month, and then where we are and where we stand as far as what we want to spend for the month in groceries, dine out, etc. So, and then I have our fixed, our debt, and our sinking funds. This is the dashboard. This is my power is my word of the month because no one is me, and that is my power. My financial goals, no stickers. Trust me, it's hard, but I'm doing it. I did buy some clothes. I haven't gotten billed for those clothes yet, but I do want to just pay that off. It was Avenue for 128, and then mortgage savings. So that's every 2 weeks. I want to get in the habit of putting at least half of the mortgage. So we just paid the full mortgage on the 11th. Now at the end of the month, I'd like to take at least $1,300 and put that in mortgage savings, so that in February it's not such a large amount coming out in the beginning of the month. And I've talked to my husband about that, so we're really going to try to do that. As well as my other little thing is extra money on mortgage principal. Even if it's a small payment. And I'm going to even put that here because I just want to remind myself that the more we put on our principal, the better off it'll be long term. And then on the savings challenges for January, I have the reverse monthly, which I've described before, but I did very well at saving that last year. So January is 120 because that's reverse. December would be 120 savings and January would be $10, but I'm doing it the reverse. So January is 120. My word of the month that I'm saving on the challenge is power. So I take POWER. I identified what number of the alphabet the P is, and I put that dollar amount. So, example, P is $16, O is $17, etc. So that'll be a total of 77 saved. And then the 100 envelope challenge, I haven't put money in there yet, but I do want to put at least 1 to 2 envelopes, update 1 to 2 envelopes and put money in that challenge. And then over here is just a list of our fixed monthly bills. And then here is our weekly check-in. So let's see, 1/7 to the 13th. Groceries. So we had budgeted 50, and then we did do a Walmart run and Aldi run that totaled $77.11 and $16.35. So we had remaining $224. I'm gonna put this over here. Last week, the week before. Okay, so this is what we want to do here. Have you seen this little handy dandy calculator? It's so cool. It's like buttons, so it kind of sounds like you're typing. I like it. I have a couple of different calculators that I really like. So it was $77.11 plus $16.35. So I'm going to minus $224 from that. So we have remaining for the month $130.54. Now, if I go to Walmart or anything, it's usually for half and half, but I think this week we should be pretty good with half and half. But if I do use my debit card, I will then take the money at the end of the month that I put aside in cash, and I'll just deposit that back into the account on groceries. Everything else that's left over in the envelopes, I'm going to put back in my checking account, and that's going to be applied toward that savings of putting a little extra down on the principal of our mortgage. So dining out, we did do the $20 breakfast. We started with 30 rollover. We added 20, which was a total of 50. And then we spent 20 only. So we should have 30 to roll over again this week. So yep, that's accurate. I did check that before the video. So I'm going to say roll over 30, and we'll probably only add 20 because we don't really need more than $50 a week to eat, especially if we're going to use a gift card this weekend. So that's $50. So that's the start. The groceries, so we rolled over the 30. I don't know why this says 40, but it was, oh, I'm sorry. So we used, of this, we also used additional 20. So this actually is going to be 110.94. Okay, so for the week coming up, which starts today, we're going to roll over for groceries 30. And you'll see that when I do my income check. And we're going to add 20 to that. So we will have 50 to work with in the following week. One of the other things that I did is I got a Misfits box, which is fruits and vegetables. So that is going to be coming out of the specialty grocery category for the month. And that was, I think, 46. So I should get that. Though that Misfit Market box tomorrow, Saturday. I'll do a video on that when we receive it. And so we really won't need groceries. I mean, maybe mid next week I might need half and half for my husband. So that's what we'll use this cash for. But just kind of, so you can see where we're spending our grocery money. And that really comes with intentional. I know that inflation and grocery prices have increased. But we do butcher box that I talk about a lot every other month. And we have a lot of meats and we have a lot of things in the freezer and a lot of things in our pantry. And we really just need to be intentional about eating them. And a meal plan really helps with that. I had a couple of meetings this week and I just made sure that there was food for the next day if I wasn't going to be here, and or that there was a plan of what my husband could eat and my daughter. So it's really all about planning, right? We're in the community of planning and budgeting, and we need to stick to our budget and we need to plan our week so that we're not, it's not an easy fix to run to get takeout. That's how I'm looking at it, especially January. I'm very calm about my budget this month, even though I really want, the new stickers for March and etc. I have a drawer full and I really need to be intentional with my spending. So I'm not spending, $50, $60, $70 on stickers. It is what it is. So back to the dining out. So we did do the $20 breakfast. So that's where we have the $30 left over. So we had a balance of $210.52 for the month. Minus 20. Okay, so we're still doing really well going into the third week with 190.52 that we have left for dine out. So we're doing really good. I'm not even sure we'll even get, close to that or at the overall because, we are eating from home. So household this past week, we did spend $21.19 and that was debited. So I think we started with $100 for the month in household. We had a balance of $73.63 after last week. Okay, so that leaves $52.44 for the month. Not too bad. I mean, I put $100 aside for, runs if somebody gets sick and we need cough medicine or etc. But we do Amazon credit card and Amazon subscribe and save for our bigger things. And then we pay that off as we go along. So extra childcare, last week we didn't have any use for it. So we had rolled over 30, but then we did have one day that we had the extra childcare person in. So we used, we budgeted 30. We used 25. So we will roll over $5. And I do like to try to keep at least the 25 in because that's how much it costs to have an extra sitter. So we'll add an additional 20 to that. So, that's not right. Oops, it's over here. Rollover plus 5 plus 20 this week. So we'll budget 25 for childcare this week. And then I don't have that there. Okay, so that's fine. And then gas, like I said, I spent 30. I think my husband spent 30 as well. And he used his funds for that. So that's not a big deal. I think we started off with, it looks like 200. So I'll wait to hear from what he spent on gas. And then we'll deduct that for the what we have left over for the month. And then BJ's is really just ongoing. I'm going to try to put $25 a week. And we used to go every second week of the month. You know what? If we don't need something, we're not going to go. So this will build up. And then, so we didn't use the $50 last week. We're going to add another $25 this week. So again, we have $75. If we don't have to go this month, which it doesn't look like we do, then all the better. That will just roll over into February and we'll go in February. So we have already $75 in our BJ's envelope. I like that idea of just putting $25 aside because then when we do use it, we can use cash. So really that is our weekly check-in. We did really well. We're not, as you can see from what we spent here for these variables, it wasn't that crazy. And we have enough food to get us for through the next week without really buying any groceries, other than, like I said, the specialty grocery of the Misfit Market. And I'll leave a code below if you're interested in looking at the Misfit Market. If they deliver to your area, you can get a discount. But thanks for watching my weekly check-in. Stay intentional with your money, planning, and your budgeting. Thank you. Bye, everybody.